You're listening to FAMcast, the For All Manakind podcast, with your hosts, the competitive spirit, Trey Simpson, our own devil's advocate, Tim Weber, and the hopelessly optimistic Trevor Jorgensen. This is FAMcast.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to FAMcast. This is episode 92, and we wanted to shake things up a little bit for episode 92. If you've listened to the episodes for the past couple months, we've been asking people to submit any questions they had for us to our Discord under the Fam Mail channel to send us some fan mail questions, questions you wanted to hear us discuss or answer on the podcast. And we've compiled 3 of them. So thank you to Phil. Phil from our from the fam community asked these. Put them in our Discord channel.
Put in our Discord channel.
Phil put those in our Discord channel for us to answer. So that's what we're here to do. And it's a kind of a nice. I guess a nice breakup because after this we've got some of our favorite podcasts of the year. So this will kind of be a nice, I guess a refresher, kind of like a palate cleanser, you know. So we're going to start off strong with these questions. The first question that Phil asks: what franchise has the best lore but the worst show, movie, or games, etc.? So it has really great lore, but doesn't have a great representation, whether it's just, bad movie, bad game, what have you. So let's start there. Tim, do you want to kick it off here?
So I saw this question and I had my first initial reaction. And they're like, well, no, because I love their games and they're fantastic. And it's like my favorite series. But I still think it qualifies because Resident Evil has easily some of, if not my favorite lore in the history of whatever, gaming, whatever you want to call it, fantasy lore. And the games that represent it, at least 90% of them are fantastic, right? But where it's the opposite side is all those live action dumpster fires of movies. And nothing gets me going more than someone coming in and saying, oh man, I love Resident Evil. We're like, oh yeah. He's like, I'm like, yeah, me too. She's like, what's your favorite one? Oh, probably the third movie. And I'm just like, why hurt my soul like that?
Like, at least the first one was okay.
Yes, the first one was okay. They were definitely taking it into a different direction, but I was okay with it because I was like, okay, whatever. But it just got progressively worse. And like the acting got progressively worse. The CGI got progressively worse. Like if you legit watch the movies, and I watched them all a few times just because I had to re-justify my hate for them. You can watch movies 1 through, I think 3 or 4. Actually, no, 1 through 3, they're not great. They're bad. 1 is okay, but even the rest aren't very good, right? But
Sure.
4 and beyond is just atrocious. You can see the quality of the film, like even if it was nothing to do with Resident Evil, just the quality of the franchise of what they did just plummeted.
How many did they make?
1, 2, 3, after 7 or 8.
There's no way with the same person, the same actress or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Mila, yep.
Wow, I had no idea that there were that many. Were some of those like direct to video?
Nope.
They all came out in theater.
Yeah, most of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 movies.
Jeez, that is insane. I had no clue. If I were on like a game show, I would have easily said 3.
Or okay, I'm sorry, 6. Because they, for whatever reason, this list has the new thing coming out, Welcome to Raccoon City.
Oh, the reboot.
So 6 with her. That's still too many.
I've got faith in that. I'm hopefully between that and that anime. I know the animated the movies are always pretty fun, but
they're always good. The animated movies, CGI movies, have always been good. Like I've always enjoyed them.
Yeah. That's. I think you probably have like one of the best examples out there. I can't think of one that's. What do you have, Trey? I want to pass it over to you.
I feel like if they did a movie within the new 7 and 8 realm, it would be a pretty good movie, right?
Oh yeah, you're talking about like Resident Evil still. If
yes,
they did
yes,
a movie
yes.
based
7,
off
yeah.
Village and Seven, I
Yes.
think that could be a lot of fun. Just because they're so the old movie or the old games were very the lore was there, but a lot of it was hidden. If you wanted to get a lot of it, it was hidden. Like, and you had to do a lot of reading and researching to fill in some things.
Actually, those books were actually pretty good.
Oh, books were great. 7 and 8, it's kind of just in your face. So I think with that, it'd be really hard for someone to mess it up. So I could agree to that.
I think to me, the ones that have the franchise that has the best lore, but bad games, right? Or bad movies, or
bad
other media.
something. It's not represented well by some type of source. Because like the Resident Evil games were great, but the movies were terrible.
I mean, I'll say Silent Hill on that. I mean, the games are great, but the movie was horrible. Or you know what? I can go with Mario. There you go. That's one of the
that's a great one. I don't know a whole lot about the Mario lore other than I guess Mario and Princess and all them. But yes, I do agree.
But how do you make a movie that bad?
I mean, it was fun, but it was terrible.
Is the lore that good though? Like if we're saying like
okay, then okay, if we're talking like absolutely like phenomenal lore, I would go with like Warcraft, right? Like the movie wasn't the best. I enjoyed it for what it was, but it wasn't the best movie. But the lore for Warcraft is fantastic.
Absolutely, top notch.
I could actually agree to that because coming from somebody who doesn't play Warcraft, doesn't play WoW, though I have tried many a times, thanks to Trevor, several times. Every time the thing that brings me back is the lore, is the trailers they put out. The lore is fantastic in the Warcraft universe, but I'm not a fan of the games. So
if they ever do like full CG movies the way that they do their like launch trailers, like I'm done. Like that would just be, that'd be so good.
Those, yes, I think how long have we been saying that? Like their
since they started doing these like 15 years ago.
Yeah, instead of doing like I like the cross CG and like real time action or whatever. What's the word? Just live action. That's what I'm looking for. Gosh,
real
time action movie. So I like the mix between the CG and the live action. I think they did. If any movie that has done that, I think they've done it the best. But the lore just wasn't quite there within the movie itself, I should say.
Yeah.
But if their cinematics team and like their story team and whoever in Hollywood understands the Warcraft universe and is like, you know what, let's just make a better movie. Please do it.
Just
I would cry.
Title it Arthas and tell Arthas' story.
Yes, perfect.
Like
give us an Arthas movie. Done. Yeah. That's all you got to do.
They need to do what Star Wars did, where it's like a Solo, a Star Wars story, or Rogue One, a Star Wars story, whatever it is.
Oh yeah,
and just do like
Arthas, a Warcraft movie.
Yeah, exactly. Illidan, like just
a Warcraft story.
Yeah. Jaina, like you could
get with Netflix. Just get with Netflix.
Yeah, for sure.
Done.
But don't share your password.
I think you're right. I think for me. And you're gonna think this is kind of off because I didn't choose a game.
That's fair.
I would say Green Lantern. Green Lantern has some phenomenal lore.
Okay.
Phenomenal lore. Like some of the Green Lantern stories are some of the best comics I've ever read. But man, we've had all this time. We've only ever had the one movie. We couldn't even get him. We couldn't even get him in Justice League. You know, like we couldn't even get like a little cameo there. The animated stuff, okay, like not great by any, definitely not what they do. With Batman by any means. But I would have to say Green Lantern.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Definitely 100%. Deserves better represent. A Green Lantern game could be so cool. You know, like it. I feel like superhero games are still so unexplored because they used to always just be based off the movies, right?
Yeah.
Like that.
I kind of miss that.
Yeah. I shouldn't say they were all based on, like, they definitely had like some standalone games and stuff, but we didn't have any, like, I think to Batman Arkham Asylum. And I feel like that was the really the first big superhero game that like broke free of that curse, you know?
Yeah.
And then
100%.
And then we got Miles, then we got Spider-Man, which led to Miles, which again just took that. Oh man! So I still don't think we've seen the amount of superhero games or the quality of superhero games that we can. So who knows? Maybe we'll have a Green Lantern somewhere in the future. But that's my answer.
I think that's a good one. Also, Trey, Silent Hill movie was great, by the way.
The first one.
Yeah, the first one was great. The second one might be one of the worst movies I've seen. Like,
absolutely,
it is top. It is up there with the Resident Evil movies as far as bad when it comes to that second one. It was like, wow, and then Jon Snow did not do that movie justice.
I remember Trey and I saw Silent Hill at the theater together.
Yeah, the first one.
Which one?
Yep, the first one.
Yes, what a good movie.
We must have been in middle school.
Yeah. I think I would say it's probably one of the best video game movies that's out.
Yes, I would agree. Silent Hill 1 is probably one of the best video game adaptation of a movie, period.
Wasn't there a recent video game adaptation that we thought was good?
Tekken has some pretty okay lore. That movie, trash.
There's a movie recently?
Would you say that about Mortal Kombat? That Mortal Kombat has good lore, but has bad
Mortal Kombat the first phenomenal lore, actually.
The first movie was fun.
Look,
they're fun.
Everyone can agree that Mortal Kombat Annihilation was not very good. Okay, there's not a single person that's going to say it was still kind of fun, but it wasn't a good movie. But the first Mortal Kombat movie was fantastic.
Yeah,
like I still go back and watch it, and I like
it's a little corny, but it's good.
Yeah, but that was in the 90s. Everything was corny in the 90s.
Sure. What, 93 or something like that?
Yeah, but the new movie. But you look at the new movie, and the new movie had amazing combat, right? Like the effects, all that was great. The story was still weak, but it was fun, and we'll get more.
There was just one unnecessary character that was in that movie.
Yeah, well, you mean unnecessary because it doesn't exist?
Not necessary because he had no role to play in the movie. I don't know. Cole was just useless.
There was his
power was getting beat up.
His power was getting beat up and being out, and because of that, he could just kill Goro. What the fuck?
Right.
Really? That was his
That's how it should have gone down.
But that's a whole other thing in of itself.
Yeah.
My gosh.
That's a whole other thing.
Yeah. I'd say we covered that first question pretty well. I think we all had pretty solid answers there.
Tell us, fam, or any listeners, would you guys like us to do movie reviews as well?
The second question from Phil: if you could cast MCU characters, who would you choose? So this isn't like recasting. This is choosing like characters that are not in the MCU yet that we would like to see.
Wait, when you say so?
Can I go first?
Okay, yes, you go first because this will help me.
Okay, so at least for me, I know X-Men is probably going to be around the corner soon-ish. But I said Colin Firth for Xavier. I did see it on the website, so I was like, you know what? He's a good actor. He could probably be a good Xavier. A Carl Urban as Wolverine, hands down, my 100% pick. It's like my absolute please let that happen. Please let that happen. He's snarky like Wolverine. He's scruffy really like good. Wolverine, and he could absolutely pull off that role without a problem. Another X-Men I would say would be I always butcher her name. Seneca Martin Green as Storm.
Martin Green.
Okay.
She was in The Walking Dead.
Who'd she play?
Man, I don't remember her character's name in The Walking Dead.
What's her last name again?
Martin Green.
Martin Green.
If you see her, you'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Or even, I would even say Janelle Monáe as Storm. Like one of those two as Storm.
That'd be cool.
Yes. And then just for me, characters that I like Ghost Rider a lot. And I like Eddie Brock a lot, Venom. Yeah. I know he's already casted, but I'm talking about MCU.
Sure. Yeah.
So for Ghost Rider, I said Charlie Hunnam, who was in that biker show. Oh my gosh, I can't think of it.
Oh, Anarchy, Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, Anarchy. Yeah, Sons of Anarchy. That blonde guy. I think he would make for a really good Ghost Rider. Or Keanu Reeves. He likes motorcycles already as it is. And it's freaking Keanu Reeves. Absolutely put him in as a... And he's already been a Daredevil. He was the dude in Toy Story.
Yep. And Keanu Reeves can do very well at like a doesn't talk a lot but gets shit done kind of character.
Yeah, yeah. And I feel like that's what Ghost Rider pretty much is. He just he doesn't talk a whole lot. He just gets shit done.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
And then for Eddie Brock, I said Brock Lesnar. He is a wrestler, or he's a UFC fighter.
My
now.
God,
that dude is bulky. He's a like, I don't know. He already looks like Eddie Brock as it is. Like, give him the symbiote, and it's like done, perfect, sold. Like, I've been saying this since the beginning. Like when what's his name? Ed Hardy is the dude that's Venom now, or Eddie Brock now. He's good.
No, not what's his name? It's
that's right.
No, it's not. It's not Ed Hardy. Who the fuck?
Ed Hardy's those shirts that people wear.
Yeah, no. What's his name? What's his name?
I swear you said it right. Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
That's yes, Ed Hardy. What the fuck am I thinking? Yeah, Tom Hardy. He's a good actor in general, right? But for the look of the character, like if Batista can be Drax, right?
And Batista does well, by the way.
He does really good.
He does so well.
I think if Brock Lesnar went the route of Dave Batista, I think he would make the perfect Eddie Brock.
Yeah,
he could do it.
Absolutely.
Nice. I'll go next just because I don't know. I'm just curious. So for I picked two, and I picked two, and then I have an actor that I don't have a character for. So I was just going to mention it to see, especially with Trey here, see if he might have some good ideas. So my first character would be Dr. Doom, and it would be Mads Mikkelsen. I'd want Mads Mikkelsen as Dr. Doom. From Death Stranding, Tim.
Oh God, yes. Oh my God, he'd be so good in that role.
He plays the villain so well.
He played so well in Hannibal.
Doctor Strange.
And I guess he is in Doctor Strange, but like, still, I agree. Like he's so good at that kind of like super intelligent character, like intelligent character, like, but scary because yes.
Yeah, that would be good.
That would be good.
My second is also a character from The Boys. The main blonde girl, Erin Moriarty.
Yeah.
I would want her as Sue Storm.
Oh, I could see that.
Yeah.
I like her in The Boys, so I'd like to see.
Yeah, I like her a lot in The Boys. Yeah, I could see that.
My my other character, or the actor, is Jaime Lannister from Game of Thrones.
Okay,
I think he's a great actor, but I don't know who I'd want him to play.
I think it's a very good. He's a very good actor.
I think he could be a good, like, just the way his jawline alone would make for a good Richard Rider. So like a good Nova.
Good Nova, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll and that's all I had. I'll pass it over you to bring us home.
Yeah, I could see him being Nova easily. He's a good actor. He's a very good actor.
Okay, so like thinking of this, I had a couple, and I kind of switched a couple because things going on. And this first one I thought of, and I think it fits pretty well.
Okay.
And it kind of fits because there's a TV show that is coming out about him already. So MODOK, right? Mm-hmm. Rainn Wilson.
Oh yeah, that'd be really good.
Right? From The Office.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah, I could see that.
I think he would fit that role super, super well.
Yeah.
So that's like probably my top one for that role. Another one I thought of was, now I know, and honestly I wouldn't change anything about Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man series. Like the dude who played Doc Ock in that series, I think was perfect for that. And so, but if we're talking, if we're doing but we'll say Tom Holland's, MCU, his universe, his Spideyverse.
Sure.
And part of this is just because I want to see the actor in the MCU because he just fits everywhere. Mark Hamill as Doc Ock. Because he's a bit older, of course, right?
Well, yeah.
I think he can play a very smart man very well. I think when stuff goes crazy, when he goes quote unquote crazy or whatever, I think he could. And again, part of it's just because I want to see Mark Hamill in the MCU,
right?
Because
he's great.
I just think he's great. Now, this next one, I have a character, but I don't have an actor. So maybe you guys can help me because I want this character in the MCU. It's my number one. This is what I want to see. This is my next big bad I want in the MCU. I want Galactus in the MCU.
Yeah. That Galactus would be really good.
That's the number one. Is like my number. Anytime I talk about what I want next, I say Galactus. I mean, because we have to have somebody who can outdo Thanos, and Galactus is it's a good choice. Yeah. But who would play it, right? That's the question, and not dark, stormy cloud Galactus like they did in the original Fantastic Four movie. I mean, like
I feel like they would. I think they would need to. I'm hoping the way all this new MCU stuff is going to lead into like King the Conqueror and stuff like that. So that way we do get the Fantastic Four to come in and deal with something like that.
Right.
I think a good actor.
But that's the tough call because they'd probably have to be CG to an extent, I assume.
Ron Perlman. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean,
I would want Ron Perlman.
I wouldn't be opposed to Ron Perlman just entering the MCU either. That would be kind of great.
So I've got two that, and one of them is really just because you just mentioned it. I think Mark Hamill would do a great job at Galactus.
That would
yeah.
But also just because I was looking at the Game of Thrones cast, Charles Dance, he was the Elder Targaryen or not Lannister, sorry. The one that
he was in Godzilla. He's the bad guy in Godzilla.
He would be very good.
Yeah, I thought he would be. He's got like that. The voice and everything.
He's got the voice. He's super smart. He pulls off a very good, smart bad guy. Like, doing it for this cause because I can kind of thing. Like, yes, I could see that. That'd be a good choice.
Sorry, Trevor. You'll hear me clicking and typing because I had to look up some of these people. But yeah, I could absolutely see that.
But just bring in Galactus. That's where I stand there.
Galactus would be really good. I'd actually really enjoy Galactus.
I mean, I don't see the MCU stopping anytime soon, so I'm sure we'll get there eventually.
I feel like they've done so much cosmic stuff. I'm glad we're getting into more of like the magic side of the MCU.
Yeah. Yes.
I think if we did end up going back to the cosmos side of things, I would 100% want Galactus.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that brings us to the final question, which is a fun one because I feel like we will all have answers kind of like right off the bat. Which franchise do you want remade for next gen? And this isn't just like a single game. This is like a franchise we haven't seen let's say we haven't seen this franchise in like the last generation or the current one. So we haven't seen it in a while. What do you want to see remade?
Dino Crisis. There's no question. Not even. Yeah. There's Dino Crisis. I'm sure there's some other games I could think of, but Dino Crisis is leaps and bounds above all those games.
And I've never played Dino Crisis, but I know I've mentioned it before that game on Game Pass, Second Extinction. Have you tried that out yet?
Yeah, it's okay.
Really?
It's like a Left 4 Dead with zombies or with dinosaurs, but not as fun. Okay. There's like, without going into too much detail about it, there's not a whole lot of reason to keep playing it.
Okay. And who knows, that could change because I know that one is still in it's in early access. So
sure.
I was just curious, just because I can't think of too many dinosaur games.
What makes Dino Crisis so good is essentially it's like Resident Evil with dinosaurs, like down to the tank controls, fixed camera angles.
Oh yeah,
like the camera is kind of
a little more arcadey, but yeah,
it's definitely. Dino Crisis 2 was very arcadey. Dino Crisis 1 was
combos
like
and everything.
Yeah, like Dino Crisis 2 was super arcadey. I would prefer them to stick more with the Dino Crisis 1 thing because it was the lore and everything of it was super neat. And there's just, I feel like they could just remake it, right? They don't even have to do they could do the whole GameCube version of Resident Evil 1 overhaul to that game, and it would be fantastic.
Yeah. I think either way. Dude, I think that would be really cool, actually, to do just like keep it the original, like tank controls and everything, just like how they did Resident Evil 1 remake, but in the RE engine and like just spruce up everything. Oh my God, that'd be so cool.
It would be everything I wanted. The Dino Crisis game plus my tank controls back.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. I definitely stand behind you on that one.
What about you, Trey? What do you want to see remade?
I have 4 games. So
okay.
So these are the ones that so Final Fantasy VI. I think I've said it multiple times on several podcasts, but it is, other than 7, is my all-time favorite RPG. Godlike. It's one of my favorites of all time. Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. The characters, the story. Trevor, you recently played through it, so you understand that one. I also have Rayman.
Oh, that's a good one.
The side scrolling was cool. I like the Ubisoft ones, like the hand drawn looking and everything.
Like what
those were really cool. But Rayman 2,
was
The
Legends?
Great Escape is.
Yeah, I think that's the last one we got.
Yeah, but Rayman 2, The Great Escape is one of my favorite like platforming games.
Okay.
When I was a kid, I thought it was really cool. Chrono Trigger, please. Square, Akira Toriyama, I know you're listening. I know it's your artwork, but please let them do something with it. And lastly, Silent Hill, just because.
Yes. That would be my second choice, is Silent Hill. Right below Dino Crisis would be Silent Hill.
Yeah.
And I'll give one honorable mention. Skies of Arcadia, also a very, very, very good RPG when I was growing up. But that's it. It's Sky Pirates. It's fucking cool.
Yeah.
I agree.
There's, for me, I would say, I don't know, there's a few that it's not like I'd want it to see it like remade, I guess, but I'd just like to see it represented on the new consoles, I guess. Metroid, please. We've been waiting long enough for that.
Who?
Yeah.
Who's that? Never met her.
Tim brought this up earlier in a conversation, though. Castlevania's one that I think when we were talking, we haven't seen since Lords of Shadow that was 360 and PS3 days.
Yeah.
Could you imagine a good Symphony of the Night remake on this gen?
Yeah, exactly.
It would be amazing.
I mean, I'm not sure what the deal is with Konami and their IPs, like, because then
sell them off, please.
The creator there, went off and did Bloodstained, with on Kickstarter. Yeah. So why do that instead of continuing Castlevania? Is there something going on to where, I don't know? It's very interesting that all they're doing is pumping out pachinko machines and soccer games. So I don't know. Just sell them off to someone so these games can get made. I think, huh?
Oh no, I'm just agreeing with you. Yes, let someone else do it. I think if there was a company that would take over Castlevania, I would say THQ Nordic with the Darkstalker series. If they did a Darkstalker or a Darkstalkers, I would like Darkstalkers remade. But if they did a Castlevania in like the style of Darksiders, godlike.
Who we haven't seen in a while? We haven't seen Gex. Gex is who I want to see on next.
Wait, the Gecko?
Gex. I want Croc.
Yes, Trevor, hold it back.
Croc.
Yeah, Croc was good. Those little brown fuzzy things that you had to collect.
Yeah,
Twisted Metal.
Yeah, that's been since PS3.
Yeah, Twisted Metal. That would be very good.
Yeah,
especially because of like how good online support and stuff has become.
Aren't they doing a movie or a show for that?
Who knows? I mean, I heard about the movie, but I mean,
one of the things you hear.
Like you said Gex, and it brought me back to like that era of like OG. And, man. God, I thought about Gex, no joke, like a couple weeks ago. Just randomly was thinking about it.
I always rented it from Best Buy.
So cool.
Or Blockbuster.
The only time, because I didn't grow up with a like a Sega or anything. I grew up in a strictly Nintendo household until I bought my own PS2. So the only time I ever played Gex was when my parents would go over to they'd go over and hang out with a friend of theirs, and they'd bring me and my sister along, and he had a Genesis there, and he had Gex was one of the games, and it was the only thing I played when I went over there.
Super
Thought it was so cool.
I'm just like,
good choice. Very good choice.
I'm just like picturing in my head, this is like totally stupid headcanon, but like you come home and you're like, Mom, I want to play Final Fantasy. And your dad comes in, what did you say? Yeah. His parents are not like this at all. I'm just saying this is strictly a Nintendo household.
Only Nintendo games in this house.
Only Nintendo games in this house.
But Final Fantasy 3 came out on the Super Nintendo. Can't we just get that?
Trevor, I'm surprised you didn't say Golden Sun, man.
So that was honestly one of the ones I was thinking of, but like the more I think about it, like I don't think I want it remade. Like I would want to be able to play it in the state that it was in on the Game Boy Advance on the Switch. Yeah, just port it over to the Switch.
Yeah,
I don't
Nintendo,
know if
come on.
I don't know if I need anything done to it. Like the art's amazing. The art still holds up.
Oh yeah,
like 20 years later.
Could you imagine though if like Square was like, we're gonna pick this game up, but we're going to do this in the vein of Octopath. So it's going to keep it the pixel graphics, but like the HD pixel graphics.
Yeah.
Oh, good game.
Oh, that'd be so good.
What if we got another Battle Network game?
Capcom, please, dude.
Yeah.
That's like one of those things that I see that hashtag come up on Twitter a lot.
Yeah. I think it, yeah. There was that game, the Child of Eden. No. Something of Eden. It came out within the past year or so, but it plays very similar to Battle Network, and I still want to check it out. I was hooked on the Battle Network games, man. I was hooked on those. Those were a lot of fun.
Yeah, those are really good games, man.
I have to give a shout out to Chrome Hounds as well, just because it's like the best mech game I've ever played in my life, and every time I think
we
about
haven't got a good mech battle
mech games, that's the number one thing. I mean, I met a couple of my really good friends on Chrome Hounds, and that was, and I know it's dead. Sega, thanks for that. But like, it'll always be the number one here. So if somebody wants to do me a solid and revitalize that series, I'd be in it forever in debt.
That's how I feel about like Armored Core. I remember way back when I think it was like Armored Core 3, I would like do tournaments and stuff with friends. God, that game was really fun. I'd like because it was like a decently like fast paced mech game. It was just fun. And then it turned into, I think that team went and made the Gundam games.
Okay.
I think, but yeah, those are awesome.
The last one I'll mention, and it's not even a full game. Give me a next gen Chow Garden from Sonic Adventure.
Yes, yes, please. Sega. Oh my gosh. I
still stand by that. Like that is the GameCube game that I've put the most time into. Yeah. And maybe even beyond that, like other than WoW, like WoW's obviously the game I've put the most time into. But Battle Network, oh my gosh. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle is probably at the closest console game, or the highest console game as far as hours go, solely because of the Chow Garden.
So I guess that kind of brings me to a point.
Okay.
So Nintendo, they've already confirmed that there is a new Sonic game in the works.
Okay.
But they also said they're looking I think there was like a survey that they said like, we're looking into games that we're, wanting to bring back or do like a remake of. I would say my top 3 for that, it's Sonic Adventure, of course, Jet Set Radio, Jet Set Radio Future, whatever you want to call it, depending on where you're from, just because the music and just like that whole aesthetic is amazing. And I would say like one of those games like Choo Choo Rocket, just because it was fun.
Yeah.
Or Skies of Arcadia. What am I saying? Come on, Trey. Jeez. But I think if they were to make a new Sonic game with Chow Garden integration, make it an app.
Yeah, I could see that. I would like it to have I would like it to be something that I would have on a console, but it would have like a companion app to where like if I'm at work or something, I can still do things like with it throughout the day.
Like a Tamagotchi.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So you would be like playing your game, playing Sonic, you know, you collect all your animals, put into your Chow Garden, and then let's say like, okay, it's like 3:00 in the morning. I've been playing Sonic all day today. You lay down, you're like, I'm gonna play with my chows before I go to bed. Done. Boom. Give it the gorilla legs and dragon wings. Like that'd be so cool, man. That'd be so fun. Do little races, like so you got like friends, like you invite friends and you play little mini games together.
Yeah.
Pokemon Go style. I don't even know. It'd be fun.
I like it. And that brings us to the end of our first fan mail podcast.
That was fun.
I like these. These are fun because obviously there's no like set answer, but it kind of gets you. Right. They're kind of hard when you first look at them, right? But then like once you start going, then all these other ideas start popping in. You're like, actually, like we should bring these other characters into the MCU.
Right.
Yeah, these are good. If you guys have any other questions you'd like to see us answer on another episode of these fan mail podcast episodes, drop them in the Discord channel. We'd love to do these more often. I think they're a lot of fun. Any closing remarks, guys, before we wrap up our fan mail?
I just thought of one. The biggest fan theory of all time. So John Krasinski was originally supposed to be Captain America,
right?
But he left. He left it. Everyone's saying he needs to be Mr. Fantastic, and then his wife needs to be Susan Storm.
Yeah,
I'd be okay. I mean, look, that was the actor, by the way, Trevor. When I was telling you there was an actor I couldn't find a role for, that was the actor I couldn't find a role for. It was John.
Oh yeah, I would say Reed Richards for sure.
Yeah,
yep. I'd agree with that.
That'd be awesome. Like people have made like fan pictures and everything.
Yeah,
like, that's perfect.
He looks good for sure.
That's perfect.
Yeah, and he could play a dork, so that could work out really well.
That's it. That was my last closing.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry. These are a lot of fun.
No.
Please send more in.
Yeah. Please send us some more. And we actually have some other podcasts coming soon, so we're going to get to that. So thank you for listening. Make sure you subscribe because we've got some of our favorite episodes of the year coming up, so you won't want to miss those. Let us know what you want to hear us answer in the fan mail Discord channel. Stay safe. We'll see you guys next time.
Later.
Bye. Thanks for listening to FAMcast. Be sure to subscribe for the latest episodes and follow us on Twitch, Twitter, and our other socials at For All Manakind.